Hey there, how you doing? Welcome back. Let me pause for a second just so I can get my heading here. Went for a nature walk actually today. Figured I'd showcase some nice trail for you. But I want to talk about friendship today. And hopefully you can hear me okay with all the crunching leaves and all that. But I want to talk about friendship a bit. I think from a gamer's perspective, and for other gamers out there as well, side point, going out on a walk in the trails is a really good thing. You should try it before it gets too cold. Anyway, coming back to the topic, what I want to say about it is that you're going to have all kinds of different friends in life. You're going to have best friends, a person you're in a relationship with, which is, beyond the best friend thing. You're going to have medium friends, the average friend, which I'd probably say medium friends. And then you're going to have sort of associate or business friends. And then right below that's fair weather friends. And then just below all that is like acquaintances, distant family members, stuff like that. I don't know. It might be a little different for everybody. But what I want to kind of say about this is that there's a big difference when it comes to those factors. And there's kind of a big difference when it comes to just the general idea of friendship as a whole. Now, what really differentiates these kinds of friendships? Well, best friend is someone that's going to be with you through thick and thin. Same thing with relationship. Relationships are a little bit back and forth sometimes because a lot of people just get into them for purely sexual reasons. And when you're younger, a lot of times people don't really realize that. They don't think deep within their minds. They're thinking with other parts of their mind, quote unquote, other parts of their body. And just a natural thing, nothing to be angry, upset about. It's just kind of the way things go, since we're part animal. But beyond that, it gets to friendships and stuff, and you want to maintain a normal friendship. When you get a really good friendship, it usually ends up in one of those two categories: relationship or best friend, maybe both. Some people are lucky enough to do that, or even the twin flame thing I've heard about. I don't really fully understand that, but maybe you want to leave me a comment about it. I could learn it. But friends are people, and we'll talk about fair weather friends pretty soon, but friends are people that will be around you and want to have a conversation with you even if you have a difference of opinion. You can have a logical conversation with these people. You can talk to them about different things even if they're not on your same side. Even if they don't really believe your beliefs, or they don't have the same sexual preferences as you. Now, I know this is going to obviously trigger, get it? I used my name in vain. It's going to trigger some people out there like, how dare you not everybody's on the same boat. Not everybody's on the same station as you are in life as far as believing your same sexual preferences. It was the same thing long ago when people decided to be hermits and not engage in sexual things and go off into cloisters. That was the life they wanted to live. That's the life they chose to live. Whether people try to convince them otherwise, they would just not listen. That's life. And the same thing comes down to religious perspectives too. I mean, you could talk with somebody, and if they try to argue or fight you on it, it's going to be hard to be a friend with them. But the same thing goes for games too. You're going to meet all kinds of people coming into your games. Typically when I'm playing a game or I'm hosting a game, I try to accept all kinds of people, because then I'm going to be seen like some kind of tyrant if I don't, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, you're gonna have all kinds of people, and some people are gonna be like, "How dare you do? Are you trying to look for a fight?" The fact is, you're gonna have people that want to create fights, coming looking for fights. And it's these kinds of people that you just can't be friends with. If they're trying to create an argument with you, trying to say you have to do what I like, or you have to be on my side, or else. Anytime someone gives me an ultimatum with something like that, it's like, I'm sorry, friend, but I gotta cut you off. I gotta stop you there. It's, this is not working for me. It's just not working for me. And it's very crunchy here. So I'll try to wait until I get to a good part. But that's essentially what I want to kind of talk about, is that you have to realize that not everybody's on your side. And this is kind of hard for the younger generation to really figure out, because they're so used to the way things are with, the internet and all that, and you have to try to be very polite and all that, and that's a good thing. That's obviously a good thing. But beyond that, if people give you ultimatums, are they really on your side? I mean, are they really on your side with these kinds of things? If they tell you you have to or else, it's really just coercing you into believing what they believe, or else you're going to lose a friend. And kind of with the way things are, it doesn't help you in any way. You're not really going to see any kind of future with this kind of person, because it's not just going to be that. It's going to be something else, and then it's going to be something else. And if this person thinks that they just always know more than you, and you can't possibly be right, that gets into narcissism. That gets into a really heavy narcissism. Is this person kind of full of themselves? Are they deluded? And you might be like, that's a horrible thing to say, but some people really are deluded. They really believe and think everything kind of revolves around them. And to some degree, that's kind of what, you kind of have to build life upon what your experiences are and how you have to live them too. But if you don't respect somebody else's decision for that too, then how can you really respect your own? Sorry if this is really, really crunchy. I hope it's not too crunchy for the video. But if it is, apologies. Let me know in the future. I'll not going deep in the woods here. But yeah, it's something I feel is important to say. I think there's a few other factors in there too you could go in and talk about, as far as how somebody treats you. And I think I'll have to turn around here. A lot of thorn bushes. Ow. Ouch. Ouchie. See, that's a great metaphor going in here. You might think somebody's a friend, and then you end up walking into thorn bushes. Roses are beautiful and all. You get too close, they're going to cut you. So, I just kind of want to do this nature hike here. Capture some of the beautiful forest in Wisconsin here. No, it's not, there's definitely other places that are really nice too. I've been to a lot of places. Appreciate traveling. I appreciate hiking and stuff. A lot of places have a lot of nice things. Oh look, there's a really bright red berry there. I wonder if there's any. Now the raspberries are gone by this time. But yeah, what I wanted to kind of talk about is that, and I think if you're going to look for a friend, try to make sure that once you get to know them, if you can never be right, or they can't possibly conceive of your conception of what you're talking about, it's just not going to work. No matter how hard you try, no matter how long a time you put into it, effort, years maybe, it's just not going to work. And yeah, that's a big thing for me that I've learned. Actually, for a long time I didn't do this, and maybe that's why even in my life some things have happened the way they've happened. For a long time I just kind of accepted everybody regardless. I tried, even if they were argumentative with me, I tried to be a diplomat about it, and I still do. But when people try to push boundaries and say, hey, you have to believe this, you have to make them believe it, we have to have a big talk about this, get this thing to work out in my favor. You're asking for a very, very tall lager, one that I can't give you. And I think a lot of people out there too, I think if you really want to keep a friend too, besides just like understanding what good friendships and all that are, is don't try to force convert anybody. Now, I have conversations with people, and I'll talk to them. I'll tell them my opinion. I have my own soapbox for saying things, and talking about what I believe in, and that's all fine and all, because you should be able to do that. But you shouldn't be dictated by somebody else as to what you should and shouldn't do based upon your own life. Because if you can't live your own life, then you're living their life. And then you're just kind of a mental slave to them in a way. You can't do anything but what they say. And I think that's very, very wrong. So yeah, that's one of the things about friendship. Usually friendship involves some laughter, enjoying, hanging out with each other, maybe a good game you like to play together, something like that. And that's really what it comes down to. A lot of people think friendship shouldn't take from each other anything at all, but friendship is just like an exchange with material, except for its ideas. So it's a vocal exchange of ideas, and I'm exchanging my goods and services of localized ideas as far as who and what I am to you, and you are to me as well. And so no matter what you do, it's always some kind of exchange, unless you're like talking to a hawk. It's going to fly away the minute you get close. You could talk to them, they don't really understand you, they might kind of like you, but you can't really, be that good of friends. Which what it comes down to, kind of like mutual friends or fair weather friends. But let's talk about business friendship first. Business friendship is, you like a game someone else is playing here. You go watch them. You kind of want to see what it's all about and all that. And you like talking about it a little bit, and you might rate them, might leave, might go watch their stream, might be like, hey, I'll give you a follow. That's great. You kind of come and go. That's kind of a mutual possible business relationship friend, or, and if they come by sometimes, it's more of a fair weather friend. And it's not wrong to have fair weather friends. You should have, a good amount of fair weather friends, but don't rely upon your fair weather friends for a lot of stuff. You can try to build it if you can, but if you try to rely on them, it's, do you hear the woodpecker? I don't know, I think he quieted down there when I was, oh, I heard it. There's a hawk over there too. I don't know if you heard that too. I wonder how good this audio is for picking stuff up. I'm gonna walk back this way. But yeah, fair weather friends, they're nice to have, but if they're only there for like, hey, look at me, how you doing, I like what you're doing, that kind of thing, just kind of expect that to be the thing. Don't try to expect too much more. than that. And I've had my own faults and problems thinking that some fair weather friends I had would be more than that, but it just ends up being that. And it's probably just because they have a lot of friends already. That's one thing that I think a lot of people kind of need to look at and try to understand, is that some people are just going to have already established friendships with people. And they can really only go so far with that. You know? I'm going to see if I can see this creek over here. But, oh, looks like there's trees in my way. So strong. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I really hope this crunchy sound isn't drowning out my voice here, but I guess we'll see. So, I don't know if you can see that. I am so noisy too. Part of the reason is if there are predators around, it's good to make some noise so they run away. But yeah, that's probably going to be about a 20-minute video. I just wanted to say that friendship, and sometimes you have to leave friendships, or sometimes friends leave you because, you know, they become stuck in their pattern of thinking, or they want to do what they want to do. And, you know, they think you are now suddenly against them. And that can happen sometimes. Some people lose their minds, they go a little crazy, and they think the whole world's out to get them, and suddenly you become the target. Even though for the longest time all you've ever really done is care about them and treat them with respect. But that's life. So really, if you're trying to look for some friends or something like that, just once it works out, that's good. But if it doesn't work out, I guess don't try to force it. And you know, let things go when they go. Be like the water. Let it flow over you. All right, thanks for watching.